Welcome to DCTV USA. I am Tabinda Gul. Let's take a look at a very special report. South Korea mourns 179 lives lost in its deadliest air accident at Muan International Airport. A horrifying tragedy has struck South Korea, marking the deadliest air accident in the nation's history. Jeju Air Flight 2216 carrying 179 people crash-landed at Muan International Airport, claiming nearly all lives on board. The aircraft erupted into a fiery explosion after belly landing and veering off the runway. Investigators are working to determine the causes, including potential bird strike and challenging weather conditions, while the nation grapples with grief and call for accountability. Here's our detailed report. South Korea is in mourning after Jeju Air Flight 2216 suffered a catastrophic crash while attempting to land at Muan International Airport. The flight, which originated from Jeju Island, was carrying 172 passengers and 7 crew members. Tragically, all but a handful of survivors lost their lives in the disaster. According to eyewitness account, the plane appeared to struggle during its final approach, eventually landing on the runway. The impact caused the aircraft to veer uncontrollably into a primer wall, triggering a massive fireball that engulfed the fuselage within seconds. Emergency responders rushed to the scene but were unable to save most of those on board due to the intensity of the flames. Now investigations underway. Aviation authorities have launched a comprehensive investigations into the crash. Early reports suggest that the aircraft may have encountered bird strike shortly before landing, causing engine failure. Weather conditions at the time were also less than ideal, with a strong crosswind and reduced visibility. Experts believe a combination of these factors could have overwhelmed the flight crew, leading to the disaster's landing. The plane's black box recorder have been recovered and are being analyzed to uncover the chain of events in the critical moment before the crash. The investigation is said to be one of the most complex in South Korea's history, not only due to the technical nature of the crash but also because of the country's current political turmoil. Critics have raised concern about the government's ability to manage the investigations effectively amid widespread unrest and bureaucratic delays. Now, families of the victims have already begun demanding accountability from both the airline and regulatory authorities, questioning whether safety protocols at Muan International Airport were adequate to prevent such a disaster. Now, Jeju Air's response. In an emotional press conference, Jeju Air CEO extended heartfelt condolences to the victims' families and pledged the company's full cooperation in the investigations. He also announced immediate financial assistance for the families and vowed to review the airline's safety measures to prevent future tragedies. We are devastated by the tragic loss of life. Our heart go out to all those affected by these unmanageable events. We will do everything in our power to support the families and ensure a thorough investigations. He said nation grief and global attentions. The crash has left South Korea in shock, with memorial service being held nationwide to honor the victims. The disaster have also drawn international attention, with aviation safety organizations and government offering their support to South Korea during this challenging time. Meanwhile, the global aviation community is closely watching the development, as the findings from the investigations could have implications for safety standards worldwide. This devastating accident has plunged South Korea into grief and raised critical questions about air travel safety, as investigators work tirelessly to uncover the causes. The victims' families and the nation await answer and justice. So stay with us for the latest update on this unfolding tragedy. So this is me, Tabinda, signing off. Stay tuned for more news. DCTV USA, DTVNN, and our OTT platform DTV Flex, where you can access to over 3,000 channels. So stay tuned and stay with us.